Hi everybody and welcome back to my videos, whether you are watching on YouTube or on Rumble, whichever one you happen to be watching this on. So, in this video I'm going to be talking about Candace Owens, TPUSA has finally invited Candace Owens on the show so they can go over her claims and sort of set the record straight about Charlie Kirk's assassination, because Candace Owens has been spreading some wild and baseless conspiracy theories. Okay? So, yeah. So, in this video, I'm going to experiment with something that I have never done before. Well, at least not with this type of video. I think I have done it with the previous video, but not this with this topic. Okay? But nonetheless, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try something very new. Okay? We talk about the Candace Owens and her challenge, and the way that she was challenged to go on. She was invited to go on TPUSA. And in that video where TPUSA initially challenged her, invited her to go to join them. A date had not been set, but she still accepted the challenge. Okay. So, now I'm going to go over this video in a few different sections. Okay? So, because again, this is I'm doing something new. Okay? So, section number 1 is, and by the way, I use Gemini to generate a script for this video. I want to be open and honest about that. So, here we go. This is going to be section 1. It's going to be under intro. Transparency versus the trap. Turning Point USA is doing something unprecedented. On December 15th, they are hosting a live broadcast from their Phoenix studio with one go. For transparency regarding the assassination of Charlie Kirk. They aren't interested in a performative debate or clout games. They are presenting facts to answer the mounting questions raised over the last 3 months. But there's one major voice missing: the person who raised those questions in the first place. This is section 2. From any time to not now. For weeks, Candace Owens dominated the conversation, claiming that she had bombshell evidence. She told her audience, "You can pick the time, you can pick the place, you can pick the time. I say we do it tomorrow." TPUSA called her bluff and picked a place, the studio, and a time. But now the tune has changed. She says 24 hours wasn't enough notice to RSVP, and that Phoenix is too far. How is it that any time suddenly means only on my terms? Keep in mind I'm still reading from the script. So yeah, I'm still going off the script. So this is all true. This is all facts. This is something that I've never done before. Sometimes the script puts stuff in the words better than I can offhand. So I'm using Gemini to help me put things into words and stuff like that. Okay. And this right here is very true. Okay, all that I said is very true. Okay? So, yeah. Because here's the thing. If you're gonna go issue a challenge and say anytime, any place, then that means anytime, any place. And when she accepted the challenge before knowing when the date was going to be set, because the date has not been announced. So she should have known that she would be called to go over there very short notice, because they said very soon. And Kansas has enough money that she could travel there to Phoenix, Arizona, and make it a day trip even, or one day. Okay? So I'm going to go over the rest of the script and then give my thoughts on that, because I'm experimenting with Gemini, with script generation, if I'm being honest. Okay, because here's the thing. It has to be on their terms, okay? You don't get to criticize TPUSA for months and then then demand to do things on your terms when they finally call you out and accept you and finally invite you on as a guest. Okay? Because here's the thing. The goal of that live stream is not to debate Candace Owens. Okay? That was never the point of that live stream. The goal of that live stream was to bring transparency, okay, about Charlie Kirk's assassination, okay. Apparently, Candace Owens assumed that the live stream was about debating her, okay, and that's why she's backing out. That's why she's making this claim, as if they made her back out or something. Like, I don't know. Now we're going to go over Now we're going to go over Section 3. And go over some of Candace Owens' reasoning for backing out. Well, one of her main reasons. The safety contradiction. Candace has cited security concerns and death threats as reasons why she can't or won't travel to Phoenix, but critics have been quick to point out her own travel schedule. In the last few weeks, she's been seen at high-profile social gatherings, including at Dollywood and a large Christmas party hosted by Tucker Carlson. If she is safe enough to attend festive parties and crowded theme parks, why is an invite to speak in a secured professional studio a dangerous trap? This is something that is part of the script from Gemini. And here's the thing. The reason why Candace Owens most likely interprets this as a trap is because she thinks that the people at TPUSA had some involvement with Charlie Kirk's death. So, whenever you go with that mindset that TPUSA has some involvement in Charlie Kirk's death, and then they invite you on, and they want you to come in person. Again, you are suspicious that these people were involved in Charlie Kirk's death. Therefore, and you already claim that you're receiving death threats. I mean, if you claim that you're receiving death threats, and you already claiming that, and you already had the belief that the TPUSA, the current staff, had some involvement in Charlie Kirk's death, then you might easily interpret this invitation, go there in person, as a death threat. Okay? Because of our own personal bias. Okay? But here's the thing. They invited her on, she refused, and I just know that she's going to spread more conspiracy theories about this. On the 15th, she's probably going to try to make her own live stream and try to react or debunk whatever they try to say, or try to contradict whatever they try to say. I just have a feeling she's going to do that on the 15th. Even if I don't find an opportunity to catch the full live stream, I'll probably use Gemini to summarize it for me, so I can kind of respond to the summary and then compare that to Candace's response and kind of do a video about that. Okay? Now let's get into the next section. Fact-based investigation versus baseless speculation. The real reason for the backing out might be simpler evidence. Kansas has entertained theories ranging from covert military signals to Egyptian planes. TPUSA intends to walk through these theories one by one. If she has a proof, this live stream would be her biggest opportunity to vindicate herself. Backing out suggests she knows her evidence won't hold up when scrutinized outside the vacuum of her own podcast. So, it's this section of the script, which again, this is all part of the script that I just read, and it's very true. I agree with that 100%, because it's actually based on the stuff that I put in the prompts. Because nothing wrong with using Gemini to help you put into, because AI can sometimes help you put things into words better than you can, where you can't seem to find the right words. Okay, that's why I'm using AI right now. That's why I'm using Gemini. That's why I'm experimenting with that right now. Okay. So that is what I think is really going on here. Candace Owens has been spreading baseless conspiracy theories. She provided no evidence, and if there was any truth to her claim, like this section said, this would be the best opportunity to vindicate herself. This would be the best opportunity to prove it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's my understanding that Candace Owens is worth enough money. She's making enough money off of YouTube videos anyways. She's worth enough money. There's a couple of videos claim that she's worth over $200 million. I don't know how much of that is true, but we know that she's at least worth enough money where she can travel to Phoenix for one day and come back. Probably bring her own security. Okay, she has the resources for her own security team. I mean, what's her excuses? Excuses don't make any sense. Okay? This would be the best opportunity for her to vindicate herself. Okay? And preserve their friendship with TPUSA. I mean, boy, I can only imagine what Charlie Kirk would think about the situation if he was still here. Which, of course, if he was still here, then this probably wouldn't be going on anyways. Okay? This right here that I just said is my thoughts. Okay, so I'm reading sections, and sometimes 2 sections, and then I'm giving my general thoughts on the idea. Okay? Now, this section is under the outro. Okay? The public deserves the truth. TPUSA is moving forward regardless. They are choosing transparency over tribalism on December 15th. The facts will speak for themselves. You can choose to follow the evidence, or you can follow the goalposts as they continue to move. The public deserves transparency about what happened to Charlie Kirk. Not just more investigative teasers, in quotation marks, without an ending. This right here is that was the final section of the script that I asked Gemini to generate for me, because it had sections of it. And yeah, Because TPUSA, like I said, the main point of their live stream is transparency surrounding Charlie Kirk's assassination. They're going to be addressing Candace Owens' claims and going over them one by one and debunking them. And they invited Candace Owens on maybe for a debate. They kind of, I don't know, give her a chance to defend herself or, speak for herself or whatever, kind of prove her own point, to provide her own evidence. Okay, that's really what they're doing. And initially, she accepted. Any time, any place. How quick she went from any time, any place to not right now. She accepted before they even announced the date and time. And the reason that she wasn't contacted about scheduling is because the live stream was not about debating her. It was about transparency surrounding Charlie Kirk's assassination. That's all it was about. The invitation was more or less a generous offer by TPUSA, which I heard was on behalf of Erica Kirk, to give Candace Owens a chance to prove her claims. Really, that's what they was doing. That's what they was trying to do. And yet, she chose to back down, claim that they did this on purpose because they knew that she would have to back down or whatever. That's what Candace is claiming. So, let's see. I believe that is it for this script. That is it for this video. Bye.